In this video, we'll be talking about the transfers Manchester United will be trying to complete this summer and 3 alternatives in case those can't be signed. We must remember as well that the coronavirus pandemic will have a big say in how these negotiations can be done. Before we get into the meat of the matter, however, I want to take the time to thank all the healthcare workers who, at great risk to themselves and their families, continue to work assiduously in the pandemic. That is, from here in Jamaica, where I'm from, to the farthest regions of the world affected by the coronavirus, we salute you. You are the true heroes. To all the football players and managers as well who have donated and are making their businesses available to help in this crisis, we salute you as well. Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Pep Guardiola, Gary Neville with his hotel football gesture, to name a few. You make us proud to be football fans. Well, now, with that being said, let's jump right into it.
Right winger, right forward.
Number 1 on the list, Jadon Sancho, the most coveted and most sought after talent in world football right now. Not just by Man United, but a whole host of European clubs. From Real Madrid to Barcelona, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, you name it. Since the time of making this video as well, there have been a number of sources claiming that the deal is quite close to being completed by Man United, no more so than the renowned journalist Fabrizio Romano. And if this deal is pulled off, best believe I am blowing a gasket. The former Man City winger has gone from strength to strength since leaving as a precocious 17-year-old to join the German Giants. Man City, by the way, has a matching clause for any fee that Dortmund accepts. Now, Sancho was involved in more Bundesliga goals, 26, than any other player not named Robert Lewandowski, 29, in 2018-2019. Little over halfway into the 29-20 season, and he has already scored 2 more goals, 14, than his efforts last year, and has also surpassed the assist total from the 2018-2019 league season with a best return of 14, having played 13 fewer games. Top that off with the fact that the London has surpassed Lukas Podolski, being the youngest Bundesliga player to score 9 senior goals at 18 years and 336 days. He became the German top flight youngest player to hit 22 goals and ranks as the first teenager in Bundesliga history to reach 25 goals. The most recent milestone by Sancho is a remarkable sequence that has seen him score 10 times in his last 11 matches. During that time, he has also bagged a goal and an assist in the same game on 7 separate occasions. In total, he has ended up in both columns 9 times in 2019-2020 so far, compared to 3 times the year prior. Now, apart from his scoring and his assisting feats, another of Sancho's standout features is his passing. The success rate of that passing as well is pretty high. His passing accuracy for the season was 85.3 and he has made 1,621 passes. He didn't make a huge number of long passes, 31 in total, but when they did, he did hit the mark 71% of the time. He also hit the mark with 43.8% of the crosses he made, which is a pretty good clip. If you compare Messi at a similar age, this kid is outranking all of Messi's stats. The brother is a supreme talent. I'm not saying he will be as good as Messi or he will be better, but I'm just saying, comparing them at this similar age, that he has stats that are better. In essence, Sancho has developed into a frightening forward over the course of the 3 years in the black and yellow. He has already scored 26 goals and assisted a further 31 from just 66 Bundesliga appearances. And that's counting because he isn't done yet. When you also think about it, it's terrifying at this stage. But the scary thing is that Sancho only looks like improving on those astonishing numbers. The fee that is being touted is between 100 and 120 million pounds, an astronomical amount for a player who just turned 20. Alright, so they say never put all your eggs in one basket. So let's look at a few alternative players we can get if we don't get Sancho. So 1A is Viktor Tsiankov. The Ukrainian league has been a very good feeding ground for a number of clubs in recent times, with players such as Yarmolenko and Konoplyanka the first two that come to mind. In that vein, Dynamo Kiev forward Viktor Tsiankov could be the next on the list of exports. He has been capped 17 times by Ukraine already at the age of 21. The left footer is a constant threat thanks to his pace, dribbling and shooting ability. He has a hammer of a left foot. He needs to work on his passing and his predictability when cutting it inside on his left foot. Then again, they said Robin was predictable and he couldn't be stopped. So if he is anything like that, then whoever signs him are in for a treat. Last season, he netted 11 goals in just 22 appearances. This season, he stepped his game up as he has the same amount of goals, but he's registered 8 assists in 31 appearances with a quarter of the season remaining, meaning he surpassed all his stats from last season already. This is all from a wide position. Even though he tends to drift in sometimes, he does hug that right hand side somewhat. The best thing though is that he will relieve the goal scoring burden from United's forward if he can replicate his showings in England. Plus, his current market value as it stands is £18.21 million, a bargain if you ask me. 1B, Federico Chiesa. A graduate of the Fiorentina Youth Academy, Chiesa is one of the finest young players in the Serie A right now. Comfortable right across the forward line, the 22-year-old loves to beat his man. He averages 8.161 dribbles per game and isn't afraid of taking a shot on goal, averaging more than 3.96 shots per 90. Man United have scouted the 22-year-old extensively as he is predominantly a right winger and has been tipped for big things. He is versatile as he has also played as a forward this term. His stats so far read 8 goals and 6 assists in 32 appearances in all competition. 14 goal involvements with a quarter of the season still left to go. Not a bad return for the Italian, who has also been capped for Italy 17 times already. He is still improving and developing all of the attributes to be a success in the Premier League. His best strengths are his dribbling and his shot taking, while he would need to work on his hold-up play, passing and finishing though. His defensive contribution is okay, but those are the things that he would need to work on to be a vehement success. His market value currently, a cool £60 million. Coming in at 1C, Cengiz Under. The winger is comfortable on either foot, making him extremely unpredictable and dangerous to defenders. His eye for goal means he is a complete right winger / right forward. Whenever he cuts inside or takes the ball wide, he has proved to be a threat in the final third. And at just 22 years old, there is plenty of scope for improvement, and Under has completed the most crosses and cutbacks per 90 than any other winger on this alternative list. Alright, so currently Under has 3 goals and no assists this season, but his chance creation is relatively high, about 7 or so chances per 90, coupled with the fact that he has about 6 or so crosses per 90 as well. His numbers might be down due to the fact that he also had a thigh injury earlier in the season, which kept him out for a few weeks. There is talk though that Everton are the leaders in the race for his signature, with his current market value around 37 to 45 million pounds. So let's wait and see.
Central, defensive midfielder.
Okay, so the number 1 player on this list is Denis Zakaria. Reports have it that Zakaria is the number 1 defensive option that Man United will be going at. Now, Zakaria has several traits which make him such a midfield powerhouse. He has a combination of pace, stamina, aggressiveness, and defensive awareness which make him such a hard player to get by. Whether it's trying to dribble past him or using a pass, he usually is in a very good position to nullify that. Currently, Zakaria is one of the best players in the Bundesliga when it comes to defense. Let's jump into some numbers. So, he makes on average 10.01 recoveries and 5.88 interceptions per game. Those numbers are ridiculous. This season, he has 13 blocks, 48 interceptions, has won 44 tackles, and has had 30 clearances. An all-action, all-round defensive beast. He is quite versatile and adept as playing both as a midfielder and a centre-back as well. So, for further context, he has a combined dual success rate well over 60%. The Swiss international is also quite adept in helping his teams build up, and he always tries to provide a safe passing option. He's an excellent passer, excellent reader of the game, and was compared to a young Toni Kroos by none other than Lothar Matthäus. He currently has 2 goals and 2 assists from his midfield position, rotating between being a defensive midfielder and a further forward central midfielder. Not quite an attacking midfielder, but further forward. He has a passing accuracy of 89%, and he has attempted well over 1,000 passes already. So he's not adverse to having a pop either. He's taken 27 shots, 7 on target, he's attempted 4 crosses, he's created 13 chances with a dribbling success rate of 52%. We can only hope we get this juggernaut of a player. Regardless of the areas which will improve over time, Zakaria is already an outstanding player even though he is just 23 and will only get better. Frightening. Zakaria's current market value is £42 million. 1A is none other than Wilfred Ndidi. While the top scorer Jamie Vardy usually gets the headlines, just as important, if not the most important to that team is Wilfred Ndidi. The defensive midfielder is integral to Leicester and how they perform in their 4-1-4-1 shape. If we try to get him instead of Zakaria, I'd have no problem whatsoever. This man is also a colossus at what he does. He's superb at protecting his centre-backs, but he's also quite calm and adept at linking defence to attack in quite an efficient manner. Now, given that Leicester now has 58% possession in most of their games, it shows how great his numbers are since they have less time to win back the ball. And these numbers are ridiculous, just like Zakaria. He has over 60 plus for both interceptions and tackles. He has made 6 blocks and he has won 59 aerial duels. When you couple this with the fact that he was injured for several weeks, which coincide with Leicester's dip in form, it shows just how important he is to this team. So Zakaria is better as an offensive threat, but Ndidi is not really a slouch, given he is usually the deepest midfielder. So far this season, he has created 12 chances, he's attempted 2 crosses, taken 18 shots, and has scored 2 goals, with 3 of the shots being on target, and he has 1 assist. Without Ndidi's ball winning skills, Leicester would be unable to allow the forwards and the attacking midfielders to do what they do. Ndidi breaks up play and ensures that they still remain a huge threat on transitions or counter-attacking as well. Alright, so his market value currently is about £42 million, similar to Zakaria, but Leicester don't need to sell. So I think you should double that to see how much they let him go for. So about £83 million. Alright, along the youngest on the list, the midfield prodigy is the 17-year-old dynamo Eduardo Camavinga. He's pretty much the metronome for this Reims team. He's a mixture of Kante, Matuidi, Xavi and Pogba, all rolled into one marvelous package. Camavinga is a two-way midfielder with the characteristics of the modern best players in that position. His age gives him even more value as well, which is why all of the bigger clubs are looking to snap him up. Remember, he is just 17, yet his qualities stand out. His pace, stamina, positioning and his awareness are all through the roof. He is always involved in the play, close enough to the defenders to initiate attacks, but also close enough to his attacking midfielders when the play needs taking over, and even sometimes higher up the pitch so he can play through balls or pre-through balls to the forwards or his other attacking midfielders. This kid has everything. He's a defensive midfielder who has exceptional attacking instincts. He uses his superb spatial awareness and subtle body feints to find space between the lines, to break the press and to move the ball forwards. In the central area of the pitch, he is the main rhythm controller due to his vision and sense for the play, because he knows when to overload and when to switch the sides if one gets overcrowded. He is always in constant motion, providing space for others or making himself available to receive a pass. Camavinga is ice cold in all these situations, and that's another thing that makes him stand out. He never seems to be flustered in any situation, whether it is tight or not. He has great ball control skills and on-the-ball secureness, all of which he is superbly confident in. His stats this season read: 1 goal, 2 assists. He has taken 17 shots with 5 on target. He has created 8 chances and completed 20 dribbles. He has a passing accuracy of 89.1% and he's attempted 913 passes. On the defensive side of things is where he truly shines though. He has 8 blocks, 38 interceptions, 68 tackles. He's won 35 aerial duels, won 233 ground duels. Let that sink in, 233, which goes along with 33 clearances. This kid is only 17. Whichever team signs him will have him in their midfield as the heartbeat for the next 15 years. Edward Camavinga is a true embodiment of the modern midfielder. Exceptional with or without possession, the next great of French football, alongside the alien Kylian Mbappe. His current market value is £40 million. Add another 20 and I'm sure that Rons will let him go. But let's see. Alright, so there's a dearth of great CDMs. 1C is Ruben Neves. The Wolves midfield linchpin has seamlessly adapted to the Premier League. One would think he is a veteran, as we easily forget he's just 23 years. Neves is effective in both phases of the game. Whether he is defending, he has great awareness and positioning to snuff out opposing attacks, or when he's attacking, he is calm and collected on the ball and is able to relieve pressure on his defenders or his other midfielders. Neves supremely protects the ball in position, is strong and well timed in his tackling, energetic when he presses, and at a high level intercepts and blocks off opposition passing lanes. He is also the one that initiates the build-up with his defenders. He has a wide range of passing and creates from deep using his amazingly good vision and accuracy. Neves also usually pops up with a goal or two, usually out of the box stunners. Also, the fact that before moving to Wolves, this man was the youngest captain ever at Porto, we would have another leader on our hands. There is no drawback to this guy as a signing. Alright, so from an attacking perspective, Neves' stats are as follows. He has registered 3 goals and 2 assists. He has taken 65 shots with 13 being on target. He has attempted 34 crosses with 8 being very accurate or reaching a teammate. He has created 27 chances, attempted 24 dribbles, and attempted 1,534 passes, the most of any player on this list. Defensively, he has won 117 duels, has made 28 clearances, has made 29 tackles coupled with 56 interceptions, and has made 6 blocks. Pretty much an all-round midfielder. His current market value is about £48 million. Wolves had touted one of £100 million last year apparently. However, I'm thinking maybe a fee closer to 65 or 70 would be accepted.
Strikers, centre forwards.
Number 1 on this list is none other than Odion Ighalo. Signed on deadline day in the January transfer market on loan, he was ridiculed by a host of pundits and fans alike that he was a crap signing and this is the sign of the times at Man United, yada yada. I, like a few other like-minded individuals, said that this was a very good signing and not as desperate as some may make it seem. I said on numerous occasions that he would do well, especially now that we were getting a string puller in the form of Bruno Fernandes. So, Ighalo combines several traits, which gives us a different profile of striker to what we have now. He's great, the ball with his back to goal, great strength, great link-up player, more of a poacher than our current forwards, and the ball at his feet, he is deft of touch. Ighalo has also proved to be a proficient goal scorer in the past for Shanghai Shenhua, netting 46 goals across his 6,678 minutes of competitive action for the side in the Chinese Super League. That averages out at an impressive 0.62 goals per 90 minutes. His decent goal scoring record is down to his high shot output, where he averages 3.44 shots per 90. But not just a frequent shot taker, he tends to be very accurate, with just under 50% of those efforts hitting the target. Ighalo at Man United is notching either a goal or an assist every 70 minutes. He currently has 4 goals and 1 assist so far. He is a self-confessed United fan, dating back from when they first said we were interested in him. That's when Van Gaal was in charge. He is now living his dream. The man works so hard, giving him 120% all the time. It seems like he would play for us for free. You can't put a price on that. This sign would be a very good one, since as mentioned above briefly, he would be a different profile to the strikers we had and would allow them to develop as as the seasons go by. So his current market value is a snip at £6 million. This is a no-brainer to me. I've seen reports stating that Shanghai Shenhua want £15 million, still pretty reasonable, as it will allow us to spend on other areas that are more pressing. Hell, Shanghai Shenhua have even offered him £400,000 to stay. That says something. 1A Alexander Isak, the man dubbed the new Zlatan. The 20-year-old was snapped up by Dortmund as a teenager for £7 million in 2017. He struggled in Germany, however, as he didn't get enough game time, and after 2 years of not featuring for Die Delben, he'd sent to Eredivisie in the winter of 2019. It paid dividends, as he starred for Willem II, scoring 21 goals in just 18 appearances for the Dutch side. He's now starring in La Liga for La Real or Real Sociedad, even though he's playing as a backup striker to Willian Jose. The 6'4" centre forward is tall, but he has magnificent technical ability for one that size. Alexander Isak is pacey, strong, physical, and plays what he sees in the moment. Meaning, if the game requires a poacher, he's a poacher. He adapts it to his team's needs. He is fluid in his movement in and around the box, and his creativity makes it hard for opposition defenders to predict his next move. He is great at dropping deep and linking play, as he has great passing ability, but Real Sociedad have failed to make use of that as much as they should. Given some more time to develop, he can be the complete centre forward. He is just 20 years old after all, but he's getting better and better the more he plays. His stats this season, where he has started just 28% of the games, reads 15 goals and 3 assists in 34 games, 7 in La Liga and 7 in the Copa del Rey, which he scored in 5 games. Real Madrid felt his wrath as a double and an assist knocked them out of the cup. His finishing is his greatest asset or attribute, and due to his limited minutes, he has an astonishing 0.92 goals per game ratio. He is outperforming his XG per 90 minutes by a country mile, since it's just 0.68, but that is not a huge deal considering his XG value is very good already. His finishing quality is also showcased by the fact that he only takes 5.8 touches in the box, highlighting his ruthlessness in front of goal. What's most impressive is the variety in his goal scoring all type of goals. This signing would not be one for the short term, but to provide genuine competition for Martial and Rashford, as he is only 20. His current market value is £24 million thereabout. However, Sociedad have a release clause of £60 million, underlining how they see his potential. 1B Jonathan David. The Ghent attacker just turned professional 2 years ago. The Canadian may not be well known, as he is from a country not known for football superstars, but David has made a mockery of the Juniper Pro League in Belgium. Having previously never played pro football, he broke into the first team at the beginning of the 2018-2019 season. eventually finishing the campaign with 14 goals and 5 assists in all competitions. This season, he has 23 goals and 10 assists in all competitions as he's taken his game to the next level. David is currently on pace to hit a mind-boggling 40 goal contributions this season, which again is just his second as a professional. He's averaging 0.61 goals per game and 0.21 assists per game, which is an assist roughly every 5 games. Let's take this into consideration that his expected goals figure is 0.42 per 90 and his expected assist is 0.12 per 90. He is outperforming those by a mile. If professional club football seems easy, then international football has absolutely been a cinch for him. So far, he already is one of Canada's top 10 all-time goal scorers with 11 goals and 5 assists in just 12 senior caps. Just ridiculous. David is very versatile as he is able to play all the positions across the front, most notably as an attacking midfielder or a second striker, or even as an out-and-out centre forward. This kid has all the attributes to become a world-class player in the near future. He is also a good passer as his assist numbers somewhat show. He averages 30.46 passes per 90, with his intended target being found 82% of the time. With 2.7 times per 90, those are through balls with a 74% success rate. His best attributes are his finishing, pace, movement, decision making, and his dribbling. He loves driving forward with the ball from deep positions, using his brute-like physique and exceptional pace to his advantage. It must be noted though, there are still aspects of his game that need fine-tuning. He is just 20 after all. The most glaring is with his passing. Sometimes he is human after all. He sees only a 47.8% success rate when he's trying a long pass and a 30.8% success rate in his crossing. Essentially, those are simple things that can be worked on. His current market value at present is £18 million, but with his potential and age, I'm sure it would take at least £40 million to prize him away from Ghent. 1C is one that has been on the radar for quite a while, Moussa Dembele. The Lyon striker is the biggest poacher on this list, and at 23 years old, is at the age fitting in with United's strategy. He is the typical number 9, calm and collected in the box, leading him to be clinical. He's always in good positions to score and he puts these chances away with ease. He usually plays on the shoulder of the last defender and uses his pace and finishing ability to cause problems to the opposition defense. He is no slouch as he has scored a good amount of goals on the counter-attack using this pace. He is adept at holding the ball up and bringing others into play, very good in the air, a handful for any defender, and is a constant threat at set pieces. He is, however, not good at many other aspects of the game, such as his passing and things like that, so he is more suited to playing closer to the goal. He lives for goals though. He scores goals in many different ways, with his head, with his feet, shoulder, left foot, right foot. He is quick, he is strong, he can still improve as well as he is still very young. This season's stat read 22 goals scored and 7 assists from 42 games. With him providing 11 key passes, he has created a total of 17 chances. He has a pass completion rate of just under 70% and a rate of 0 for passes in the box though. May be the case as he doesn't really attempt many passes or crosses per game. His current market value is £48 million, but I'm thinking Lyon would most likely accept something between say 60 or £65 million.
Honorable mentions.
Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay inside and stay safe. Peace.